what we are going to learn. We're still going to learn about demand and specifically law of demand. Okay, so this is how we see economics. Economics is like a black hole. Yeah, it's like a black hole. Okay, so when you thought you knew something, and then all of a sudden you realize, okay, there's something more, and this is the case. All right, so when we learn about law of demand, we all know what law of demand is. Okay, but now we are going to learn some more about law of demand. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, so just giving you more detail about this theory here, and that's it. Okay, and Samuel, and Kieran, right? So adjust your camera, please. Okay, all right, guys, all right, let's go. So, very quickly, can you please tell me again, like, what is it? What is law of demand? Yeah, someone just type it. Just type it in the chat. Just tell me what that is. Law of demand. Very quickly. Okay, if price increases, quantity demanded decreases, vice versa, right? Yeah, vice versa, and ceteris paribus. Okay, right. Okay, so we all got that. Okay, and can you quickly tell me why is it downward sloping? So once we know law of demand, we know how to draw the curve, and why is it downward sloping? So very quickly, so can you guys tell me, like, why is it downward sloping? Come on, quick. Yeah, I know it's negative correlation, but can someone explain, like, why when the price is lower, people they have a higher quantity demanded? Okay, consumers prefer to buy cheap products, right? So this is our understanding so far. Okay, so this is our understanding so far, and now we are going to learn something more in detail. All right, for the reasoning of law of demand. Okay, for the reasoning of law of demand. All right, so today we're going to learn a few items. Okay, a few items, and there are many ways to explain the reasoning of law of demand. And for the first two reasonings, we are talking about income effects and also substitution effects. All right, well, they are like common sense, but that is just a more detailed manner, I would say, to explain law of demand. That's all. Okay, all right. So it is something new. That's why I told you it is something new, but it's not something new. Okay, all right. You're just trying to make some details out of the old theory that you have learned. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Everyone is cool about this. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead to the first one here about income effects. All right. Simple stuff. Okay. So here I'm just gonna give you a really simple example here. All right. So let's say banana is sold at $5 each. Okay. And now we are looking at monkey. All right. Oops, my bad. Yeah, Isaac. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Yeah, can you see it? Can you see it? All right. Yeah. So now we are looking at the two effects in order to explain the reasoning, all right, for this theory here, law of demand. Cool. Income effects, substitution effects. Yeah, they're all common sense. All right. Okay. So a quick example here. Yeah, we're just gonna use bananas and monkeys to explain this. All right. So there you go. All right. So let's say a banana is sold at $5. Okay. And monkey A has $50 income. All right, and is willing to buy 10 bananas in this case. Okay, so that's the scenario. Okay, yeah, clear about the scenario. So now this is the question. So what will happen to monkey A's nominal income if banana is sold at $2 each. Does anyone still remember what nominal income is? So it's basically the facial value of your income. So if this is the case, what will happen to Monkey A's nominal income? The facial value of Monkey A's income, that is $50. So here, look, nominal income, Katrina, once again, is just the facial value of your income. So yeah. So does your income change in this case? The facial value, in terms of the facial value, does it change? The $50? Any information provided in here saying that your income is changed? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I see. So now we have to get it try to understand the term nominal income. Okay. So nominal income, once again, we talk about the facial value of your income. So if your income is going up from 50 to, let's say, 60, then your nominal income is increased. Okay, because based on the facial value, it is increased. Okay, all right, clear? Yeah. But now, when you look at the case, nothing like what I mentioned has happened. Monkey A is still earning $50 in terms of nominal income. Okay, so in this case, for the nominal income, okay, we are going to say it's unchanged. All right, because based on the facial value that Monkey A is earning, that is $50, it's not changing. Okay, clear about the term? Yeah, I mean, we saw that term when we were in macroeconomics in GCSE. Yeah, talking about inflation. So if you're interested, you can go back to inflation. All right, and yeah, you will see something very similar. Okay, all right. Yeah, the facial value. Yeah, once again. Okay, so here the facial value is not changing. So we're still earning $50. All right, cool. But now, here's another question. So how much has Monkey A saved if it buys the same amount of bananas? So how much has it saved if it buys the same amount of bananas at $2? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so everyone gets that. Okay. Yeah. So Monkey is saving $30 in this case. Very simple. Yeah, because now the price is getting lower. So yeah, when you buy 10 bananas, you only spend $20. So you still have $30 left. But previously you spent all your income buying 10 bananas. Okay, so very quickly, another question. So now you're saving $30. So what can Monkey A do with the extra saving then? So now you have $30 extra. So if we just focus in the case of banana, so what can you do? Yeah, you can buy more bananas. Okay, all right. And this is how we explain the law of demand in income effects. Okay, because look, even though your nominal income is not changing at all, but your real income actually increases. Okay, so here we look at real income. All right, so real income, usually we define it as your purchasing power. So in the case of banana, if you just focus on the context of bananas, you will see your real income actually increases. So I think most of you skip one step, when we were talking about nominal income. So you guys basically had the right idea. Okay, but here I just want to differentiate the difference between nominal income and real income. Okay, is there any confusion between nominal income and real income? Yeah, so real income, it doesn't have to be to be seen when your income is changed. As long as your purchasing power is changed, then your real income is changed, just like inflation. Okay, when you have inflation, even though you have the same amount of income, your real income will decrease because everything is being inflated. Yeah, does it make sense? Okay, all right. So in this case, it's the same. All right, when the things are getting cheaper, or your purchasing power is greater, and that's why your real income actually increases. Okay, so you would buy more using the extra saving. So that's how we come up with the demand curve. All right. So here I want you to quickly just grab yourself a paper, and by using the case here, you draw a demand curve. All right. You draw a demand curve for bananas in this case. So draw the movement that you can see in this case in a demand curve. So make sure you have all the labels. Okay, all right, the axis labels, and hopefully the title as well, even though it's not required in the exam, but it's always good to have that habit, to get yourself a title for that diagram. Yeah, so in this case, you can actually put numbers. You can actually put actual numbers in your demand curve. So if you have finished drawing the demand curve, I want you to show your diagram in the camera, so I can see all your diagrams immediately in one screen. Okay, Katrina got it. So let me take a look of it very quickly. Yeah, 5 to 2, 10 to 25. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Thank you, Katrina. Yeah, so that's very good. Okay, what about the others? So you see, this is one way to explain law of demand. Okay, when we look at real income, right? Yeah. So just like let me take a look at the chat again. Who said the who explained it? Oh, Mako. It was Mako. Yeah, Mako said consumers prefers to buy cheap products. So it's just like the understanding that we had before. We learned this effect. Oh, Isaac. Okay, let me take a look at it. 5 2. Yep, and 10 from 10 to 25. Okay, and wait. Where's the Q? Q in the x-axis. Yeah, come on. All right. Okay, all right. Yeah, and the others. Okay, good, guys. Yeah, doing well. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, yep. Okay, yep. Charlotte, okay. Gordon, okay. Karen, okay. Sarah, okay. Brandon, Brandon, please apply the numbers in your, quantity labels. So instead of using Q1 and Q2, use the actual numbers. Okay, Mako. Yeah, can you put it a bit closer to the camera? Oh yeah. Okay, good. Mako, good. Maisie, yeah. Okay, yeah. Maisie, good. Okay, Percy, Percy, the diagram is too small, Percy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Percy, okay. All right. Okay, so I think, yeah, all of us got it right. Yeah, Lily, you got it? Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. Wait, Lily, no, just put it back on. Where is the demand label? the demand label for your demand curve. Yeah, D. I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. We talked about it yesterday. As long as you miss any item in your diagram, then yeah, you don't want to do that because yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, because marks will be deducted because of that. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I think you all understand the concept. So here, look, yeah, it should be looking something like this, right? Simple. Okay. So yeah, income effects. We can actually explain law of demand using this theory here. Yeah, we are trying to show a little more detail when we're explaining law of demand. That's it. All right. Even though we have been understanding the concept already. Okay, but here you are trying to to become more specific when you are explaining why the law of demand is working in a certain way. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So that's income effects. Easy. We once again we look at real income. Yeah, real income. If our real income is increasing, then yeah, we would actually demand more quantity of certain goods and services. Cool. Right. Okay. So that's one. All right, and let's move on to the second one. Well, the second one here is very similar to what you have learned about the non-price factor, for substitutes. But here we focus on the change in quantity demanded. Okay, here we focus on the change in quantity demanded. All right. Okay. So when you look at the screen, you see this is the definition. So the change in quantity demanded as the consumer substitutes for the good that has become relatively cheaper than its substitutes. Okay? So sometimes, when one good the price is getting lower and the other one is remains unchanged. So, for the first good is actually cheaper compared to the other one, right? Because the other one remains unchanged, but your price for the first good is decreasing. So comparatively or relatively, it's cheaper. Okay, so you would rather spend more quantity on the cheaper good instead of spreading your consumption in different goods. Okay, because you can imagine usually you buy a basket of goods. Okay, you buy something of good A and you buy something of good B. Okay, let's assume they are similar, right? But when you see good A is cheaper, so relatively, even though a good B is not changing in terms of price, but yeah, you would say good A is relatively cheaper. So I would rather buy less good B and I buy more good A. So that that's the substitution effect. So it's very similar to what you have learned for the non-price factor, except we focus on the change in quantity demanded here. Okay, all right. So one very good example, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they are absolutely substitutes, right? Okay, so if this is the case, if only the price of Coca-Cola increases, right? Yeah, Pepsi will become relatively cheaper. Okay, forget about what their absolute values are, right? But in terms of when we are trying to compare the both goods when they are substitutes, Pepsi becomes relatively cheaper because of a case like this when you compare both of them. Okay, all right. Coca-Cola, the price increases. Yeah. Pepsi, the price remains unchanged. Yeah. So Pepsi is actually relatively cheaper. Okay, and therefore there should be more quantity demanded will transfer from Coca-Cola to Pepsi. Okay, so there should be more quantity demanded, right? Transfer from Coca-Cola to Pepsi. So here, look, there's nothing new here. Okay, but so I want you to draw diagrams for both Coca-Cola and Pepsi in this case. Okay, all right. So draw two diagrams, one for Coca-Cola, one for Pepsi. So now we know the price of Coca-Cola increases, and Pepsi, the price remains unchanged. Okay, so how do we show the substitution effects? So here I'm also drawing as well. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Let me take a look at this. Okay, yeah, Brandon. Yeah, I think you are doing well. Okay, Brandon, cool. Charlotte, okay, good. Gordon, yeah, good. Okay. Karen, good. Katrina, good. Lily, good. Mako, Peps or Pepsi is okay. For Pepsi, I think Mako, you need to do some adjustment, right? Maisie, I think you are doing fine. Percy, yeah, okay. Sarah, okay. Isaac, no, it's too close. Yeah. For Pepsi, I think. Yeah, you need to change. You need to adjust Pepsi a little bit. Yeah, you need to adjust Pepsi a little bit. So Pepsi, the price, doesn't change at all in this case. But compared to both, is relatively cheaper. That's the case, right? But when we look at it, yeah, Pepsi, the price doesn't change at all. Okay, all right. What about Mia? Yeah, are you all right? And Samuel, are you all right? Come on. And Kieran, yeah, I mean the camera is still not on. Yeah. So here, I'm just trying to show you like how we can explain this. All right. So you should be having having diagrams like this. So this is for Coca-Cola. This is for Pepsi. Okay. And talk about substitution effect, right? When some good, the price is increasing, in this case, okay, you would rather spend less quantity of it, and then you substitute those quantities to another substitute. Okay, so in this case, you see here, because the price is changing for Coca-Cola, yeah, you give up more quantity demanded for Coca-Cola, and instead you substitute those quantities to Pepsi. Okay, yeah. So you reduce the quantity demanded here, and you put them into another substitute. So that's why here it's going from Q1 to Q2, reducing quantity demanded, and in return you spend more on Pepsi. So for Pepsi, even though the price is the same, but you spend more in terms of quantity demanded. Okay, all right, because you just gave up the quantity demanded you spend in Coca-Cola, and you spend it in Pepsi. All right, so this is how we can explain these two diagrams in detail. All right, yeah. So they are the same as what you have learned so far, but here we are providing some more details when we're explaining the theories. Okay, all right, and this is what we call a substitution effect. Okay, all right. Any questions? Questions so far in terms of income effects or substitution effects? Yeah. So yeah. So when you're explaining the idea of law of demand, now you can actually explain more. Yeah. You can explain using income effects. Yeah. Talk about real income, and you can explain about law of demand using substitution effects. Right, when you are comparing different substitutes, and when the price is changing, yeah, people, they will reallocate the quantity demanded for the substitute. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, right. So this is what we have to learn about income effects and substitution effects. And once again, these two ideas here, they are once again, they are like a black hole. Okay, all right, and this is this is what we have to know. That's all for now. But when you go even further, when you go even advanced, you will see for income effects and for substitution effects, you will see a lot of algebra. You see a lot of algebra, yeah, going, and you have to do a lot of derivatives in order to solve the problems. Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the end, it's going to be very annoying, yeah, because yeah. So this is the case, all right. So before you choose your major in university, I think here I need to get you understand. So if you are choosing economics, I don't think a lot of you would do, but here I'm just going to remind you, if you're choosing economics, when you go to college, I mean when you go to university, economics will become more like mathematics. Okay, so make sure you are aware of this. There will be a lot of algebra. Yeah, and you know what? I used to hate mathematics a lot when I was young. Yeah, but now it's like, yeah, I'm alright with mathematics, but I'm not saying I like it, but I don't hate it now. But before, yeah, even though I'm not an econ major graduate, yeah, but because I study accounting, and it requires some financial knowledge, and when it comes to financial knowledge, and somehow they asked me to study economics as well. So yeah, and then I realized, what the hell? There is a lot of algebra, and I didn't expect that. Yeah. So if you hate mathematics, don't choose economics. Don't do it. Don't do it in uni, because you will be in pain. Okay. All right. So yeah. I basically forgot most of the stuff, most of the math part that I've learned in uni. Yeah. It's kind of like, if you don't like something, then you forget them like very quickly. That is my case. Yeah, but now I feel like, yeah, I I don't really hate mathematics anymore, but I wouldn't say I like it once again. But maybe in 5 years, maybe I'll like it. So some people they ask me, hey, why don't you take a master of economics? Yeah, because of yeah. So now you know the reason why I don't want to take a master of economics. Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, I'm not ready for the mathematics yet. Okay, but maybe in 5 years when I change my mind, yeah, then I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. But now I think it's enough. Enough is enough. Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, just a reminder for you guys. Yeah, there will be a lot of mathematics. Okay. Yeah, and for some focus, there will be even more mathematics. Okay, but here I'm just talking about like in general. In general economics, there will be a lot of mathematics when you go to an advanced level. Yeah, and then when you choose your major for economics, there will be for some areas there will be even more mathematics. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So here, look. So since we have talked about income effects and also substitution effects, right? To explain the law of demand. But there's also one more way to explain or to see the downward sloping demand curve. Yeah, I think you guys saw the answer already. Yeah, if you saw the answer, then can you just type it in the chat? Yeah, so there's one more way to see the downward sloping demand curve, and we have learned that. Yeah, so something is the same as what we look at, the demand curve. Yeah, something that we have learned in induction. Yeah, when MB is equal to demand. Yeah, when marginal benefit, or you can say marginal utility, is equal to demand. So, here we are talking about marginal utility. And when so we have basically learned that. And here I'm just gonna tell you this is actually an eggshell concept. All right, so since you have learned that, so we're just going to quickly go through this. Okay, so yeah, when we talk about marginal utility or marginal benefit, we always learn this theory here, the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, and based on this table here, yeah, I'm just being lazy and I copy stuff from Cognity. Okay, so if you have read the materials from Cognity, yeah, that's the material. But I think it's good for application here. So when you talking about the law of diminishing marginal utility, can someone explain it to me? Like, what is it? What is it all about? What is the law? Yeah, talking about when we are, trying to focus on this theory here. So law of diminishing marginal utility. So when you look at the table and you see the marginal utility and you find some characteristics. Yeah. So when we are consuming the first slice of pizza, we have a number of 10, and that represents our satisfaction for the first slice of the pizza. Okay, all right, yeah. So utility is basically our satisfaction, the level of our satisfaction. All right, yeah. So Sarah, each extra unit of good consumed has decreased marginal benefit. Yeah, so you can really see it here, and it makes total sense, right? During induction, we talk about that example when the bunny is having so many pancakes and eventually that bunny explodes. So basically that is the idea, right? So think about the cheese, that cheese in your pizza. Okay, for the first slice, yeah, you feel good about it. You love cheese. Okay, so it's giving you a very high amount of utility when you are consuming the first slice of pizza. So in this case, let's say that's a 10, and once again, it's so difficult to quantify utility. So here, we just made up some numbers. Okay, so that's 10. So to you, when you consume the first slice of pizza, it will give you a 10. Okay, but look at here, when you are, all right, consuming the second slice of pizza, right, and you will see the utility for the second slice is getting lower. Okay, because it's just common sense, right? When you eat many and many of the same food, I'm pretty sure the first one is going to be more tasty than the second one. Okay, because the more you eat, the more you are sick of it. All right, so the satisfaction that the pizza will give you, when you're consuming more and more pizza, it's just getting lower and lower. Okay, so for the second pizza, all right, it will only give you 8 utility. So in total, once you have 2 slices of pizza, then the total utility that you get will be 18. Because for the first one, it will give you 10 in terms of utility, and when you are consuming the second one will give you 8 in terms of the utility. So altogether, once you have consumed 2 slices of pizza, then the total utility that you get is 18. Right? Yeah? So this is what we have learned so far. Okay? Yeah? And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And you see here, for the marginal utility, once again, the word marginal here, additional, extra. Okay? For consuming 1 more unit of something. Alright? So, this is how we see it. So this one here, 8, is for consuming the second slice of pizza. This one, 6 here, is consuming the third slice of pizza. And etc., etc. All right. So you see here, look, the marginal utility is getting lower and lower. Okay. And eventually, when it gets to 0, you know what that means. You don't want to eat pizzas anymore. Yeah. You don't feel hungry anymore. And you just kind of hate the cheese, okay, after consuming so much of them. So if you just eat 1 more, in this case, you will probably puke, okay, and that's why when you puke, you don't feel well, you don't feel satisfied. So your utility when you are eating the 7th slice of pizza will be negative because you puke. You don't like that at all, okay. So it is actually giving you a negative utility when you are consuming that slice of pizza. All right, does it make sense? Cool. Okay, so that is the theory. We call that the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, all right. So during the revision, we play a Kahoot, and if you still remember, there was a question I talked about. Unlimited refill drinks. Yeah. So basically, that is the idea, thought by some businessmen, okay? Because they know, look, your marginal utility when you are consuming drinks is going to be lower and lower. So, like after a 3 cups of drink, your marginal utility should be pretty low. Yeah, 3 or 4 cups, because you don't want to drink any more soda or any other soft drink. Okay, so that's why they will give you an offer. Yeah, you can do unlimited refill. Yeah, because they know you're not going to drink much. Okay, because they know the law of diminishing marginal utility. All right, yeah, and that's why they if you are able to pay a little extra, then you can refill the drink unlimitedly. Okay, but they are actually earning a lot of profit because they know you're not going to drink much. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So here, does anyone need any extra explanation for the table? Yeah, like the reasoning for the table. Yeah. So the total utility is by adding up all the marginal utility together. So when you're consuming 2 slices of pizza, the total utility for consuming 2 slices of pizza, that is 18. And when you have consumed 3 slices of pizza, the total utility is 24, which is 6 plus 8 plus 10. Okay, all right. Yeah, because marginal utility, that is your additional utility. That is your additional satisfaction when you are consuming one more unit of a good. Okay, all right, yeah. So all if you add them up together, then you will see a total utility here. All right. So so now I want you to draw a diagram which shows marginal utility and total utility in the same diagram. Okay, and hopefully you will see some relationship. From the two curves. All right. So by using the table here, yeah, you just draw two curves. Yeah, two curves in one diagram. Oh, Katrina. Okay, okay, you have done it. Oh, well, let me take a look at this. Okay. Katrina, I think you should follow the figures provided by the table, because when you follow the figures provided by the table, you will see some something peculiar, something meaningful. Okay. All right. But the shapes of them, I would say they are, totally correct. Yeah, but I just want you to follow, the table here. And okay, yeah, Katrina, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, thank you. Right. So yeah, I think Katrina just spot, just spot that out. Yeah. So there, you can see some relationship when you put both marginal utility and total utility together. Okay. Oh, Maisie. Okay, yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, yeah, Maisie, that's good. So once you have drawn the two curves, what can you see from there? And what can you see from the diagram? Is there something that you can tell us about the diagram when you put the two curves together? Is there something meaningful that you can talk about? Oh, I guess you guys are still drawing. Oh, okay, Katrina. Yeah. So the max total utility occurs when marginal benefit is equal to 0. That is what we are looking for. Yeah, when you look at the drawing that you have, look at it. Look at it. The peak of your total utility, okay, is actually when your marginal benefit is equal to 0. Yeah. So when your total utility is getting to the peak, your marginal benefit is always 0. Okay? Because based on the logic, it makes sense. Right? Yeah. The more and more pizza you eat, you have extra utility. That's for sure. But the marginal utility for consuming each extra is getting lower and lower, and eventually, you will get sick of it. When you get sick of it, yeah, when you are consuming the 7th slice of pizza, you will see a negative number. So from that point onwards, yeah. So if you consume beyond 6 pizzas, then you will see your total utility will be decreased. Okay, all right. So yeah, once you see the highest number of your total utility, that means your marginal utility has been exhausted. Okay, so this is what I would say. Yeah, once you get the highest amount of total utility, it means you have exhausted or exploited all your marginal utility. Okay, so that's why you get 0 here when you are consuming the 6 slices of pizza. Okay, let me take a look of the curves. Okay, Percy, good. Okay, all right. Yeah, Macro. Yeah, let me take a look at it. Okay, good. Okay, good. And yeah, so Gordon, good. Yep. Charlotte, good. Right. So yeah, and Isaac, good. Yeah. Yeah, and also Isaac, I want you to point out, the thing that I just talk about, the relationship between the both. Right. Okay. So that you remember. Okay. Some meaning when you are drawing the two curves in one diagram. Karen. Okay. All right. Lily. Okay. All right. Yeah. Brandon. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Brandon. Okay. Yeah. So even the table is not providing like further figures and numbers for you, but you can actually predict what will happen to the curve of the total utility afterwards, right? So it is going to be what do you call that shape? A reverse parabola, something like that. Oh, that's the term. Yeah, sorry about my mathematics. But yeah, it's like parabola. Am I correct? Am I correct to say that is a parabola? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys know what that is, right? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, even though we are not seeing other numbers, but we know that is going to be the trend. Okay, and for your marginal utility, it's going to go straight, beyond the x-axis, and go down and down and down, because the marginal utility is getting bigger in terms of the negative value. Okay, if you are consuming like the 8th slice of pizza, and then your 9th or 10th. Okay, all right. So that's the case. Okay. Any questions here? Questions? Feeling all right? Cool. Okay. All right. Okay. So just one more question for you guys in the next slides. Okay. All right. So here, yeah. So let's say now I just put some prices in the table. Okay. So here, yeah, I just put some extra prices. So when the price is 10, okay, when the price is 10, I'm willing to consume 1 slice of pizza. When the price is 9 for each pizza, I'm willing to consume 2. All right. So how do you explain the consumers will only demand higher quantity of pizzas if the price is lower when you are given the information of marginal utility? So how do you explain it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that was really quick. Yeah, that was really quick, Katrina. Yeah. So there you go. So there is the answer. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. So now you can actually connect the theories together. Okay. Right. So it's just like the law of demand. All right. When you are using law of demand and you combine law of demand with the theory of a law of diminishing marginal utility, this is what you can see. All right. When the price is getting lower, yeah, people, they will buy a more quantity of pizza, because not only is getting cheaper, but if you look at it using the concept of marginal utility, because when you want to consume extra units of something, like pizza here, okay, the marginal utility that you will get for the extra unit is going to be lower and lower. So you will be only willing to consume more when you pay less, because I'm not gonna eat that much pizza unless you are selling the pizzas at lower prices. Okay, because you know when we consume more and more pizzas, our satisfactions, yeah, comparatively, is getting less. All right, so macro, why aren't the prices the same as marginal utility? Okay, so here, look, once again, marginal utility here, look, is something very difficult to quantify. Okay, yeah, to different people. Okay, if you look at marginal utility, like for different people, we have different standards. Okay, for some people, for 1 unit of utility, it may be worth of $10. For some other people, for 1 unit of utility, it may be worth of $100. Okay, so it really depends on the person. Okay, so it's really difficult to quantify utility. So here, utility is just a number. Okay, to show, look, if I'm eating one pizza, that is the utility that I got. Okay, and I'm willing to spend this amount of money in return of 10 units of utility. Okay, all right. So can I say price reflects willingness of consumers to pay for that good, marginal utility? Hence, when higher quantity, lower marginal benefit, then consumer willingness to pay for that good decrease. Yeah. So that's basically the logic here. Okay. Yeah. So when you're looking at price, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to put all the things together. Yeah, like marginal utility, law of demand, all the things together. But yeah, when you think about it very simply, okay, and yeah, because they are developed by different economists, so sometimes you cannot really 100% connecting the both together. Okay, but here we are trying our best to connect the theories together to show some meaning. All right, so yeah. So in some extent, yeah, when you really think about it, something minor is not making sense. Yeah, but here you can still find some connections between the two. So this is what we are looking for here. Yeah, because once again, they are developed by different economists. Okay, all right. So that's why in shops they say buy more for a discount. Buy more for yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the once again, just like the unlimited refill story. Here you will see the same. Why the shops they are willing to do that? Why the shops they're willing to when you're buying more, we'll give you discounts because they know in theory, look, we will only buy more when the price is getting lower because we don't want a lot more. Yeah, because we know if we consume more of that one particular good, you see the marginal utility is getting lower and lower unless you gave us a better price. Otherwise, we are not going to consume more. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. So that's the theory you have. And for Excel lesson this week, I think I'm gonna give you some homework. Okay, so I want you to go to Cognity. Yeah, Cognity. Yeah, have you guys registered for Cognity? Right? Yeah. So I just want you to go to Cognity, and I'll set up the homework over there. Okay. That is one very simple homework. They are like MC questions and fill in the blanks. Okay. All right. So and I'll set up the deadline on Cognity, so you can see the deadline on Cognity. So finish the questions, in your free time. All right, yeah, but you will not be able to see it now because I haven't set up the questions yet. All right, but very soon I think I'm gonna set it up now. All right, so when you go back to Cognity, you will see the questions. So finish all the questions, finish all the MCs and fill in the blanks. Yeah, and that's all. All right, okay. Yeah, I think that's all for today, and I'll see you in the SL lesson. Okay, all right, bye.